Hey, yo, what's the deal? Miss your boy Tag from Pro Wrestling Tag. You know what I mean? As of this recording, it is 7:16 p.m., January 20th, 2025. 20 You know what I mean? And then, I'm actually recording this after Raw been over. You know what I mean? Like, I think Raw has a hard stop. I think they have a very hard stop. I think from 8 to 10:30 or 10:45. I'm not absolutely sure. I'm really not sure. That I gotta see, because they stopped, at 2 hours and 30 minutes last Monday. You know what I'm saying? And I think that's a great way to just end shit, and keep shit moving, But man, what a day, yo! What a fucking day in pro wrestling. What a month in pro wrestling news, right? I mean, and we're already in January the 20th. Now, I mean, we already in, in a space where there's a lot of shit going on in pro wrestling. A lot of pro wrestling news. That's, as we get close to the Royal Rumble, and this definitely involves AEW and TNA, but it mostly benefits WWE. And WWE is going to be benefited in a big way going into 2025. I mean, like, the amount of people they're going to bring in and all the stuff that's happening, and just fucking crazy times and shit that we don't know that's in the pipeline. And unexpected shit, Now, I will say this about last night's Genesis pay-per-view. And as I'm looking through stuff with social media, and as I look through highlights of stuff that's happened, I'm now starting to change my mind about Tessa Blanchard. I think after what the fans had chanted last night, towards her and such, I don't think there's a way that WWE even like grants the idea of bringing this bitch in. I don't see it at this point. Because mind you, this was a small minority of people, but it was still a good amount of people. They had, let me take the small minority back. They had a bunch of fucking people at TNA Genesis last night. That arena was packed to the fucking T. You know what I'm saying? And, they let that bitch have it. They let Chin have it. Chin. That's why I call it Chin. Because the Chin is big as shit. But, they let Chin have it. You're a racist. Like they was just giving it to her. You know what I'm saying? And the interview that she did earlier within the day, it really didn't help shit. Because it's almost like she wants people to forget about what the fuck she did and move on. No, nobody can't do that. Nobody's going to do that. People ain't going to do that shit. Not one fucking bit. And I like the video that I seen what TNA put out when Jordan Grace came to the back and everybody, they all hugged her and she hugged people and such. Tessa Blanchard was right there. And, she just walked right past Tessa. You know what I mean? She didn't even acknowledge Tessa. Like, she just walked right past her and hugged everybody else. Because even Jordan Grace doesn't want to do shit with Tessa Blanchard. You know what I'm saying? There is no way. As I'm thinking about this now, I say to myself, there is absolutely, and I know WWE seen the match that fucking Tessa Blanchard had last night. I know they seen it. I know they did. You cannot tell me at this point now that WWE is going to want to sign Tessa Blanchard, knowing what the crowd fucking said. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's too much. And then also on top of that, a lot of her a lot of the people who responded to her tweet that she put out years ago, that was the downfall of her career. Like people like Gigi Dolan and Chelsea Green, they're all in WWE now. You know what I mean? They're all there. So you can't sit there and tell me that WWE was happy at what they saw last night with Tessa Blanchard for her future. You can't tell me that they were ecstatic. Nobody can. Because Tessa Blanchard is cooked. She's cooked for the rest of her career. She is basically done. You know what I mean? You can't sit there and tell me that Tessa Blanchard, you know, that this is going to go away. She has nuclear go away heat. Now, I mean, she has go away heat to the point where, you know, this is going to carry on for the rest of her career. She is, you know, and people shit on Britt Baker. You know, people shit on Britt Baker and stuff, but I don't recall Britt Baker being a racist. I don't recall Britt Baker being, you know, a piece of shit and everything. And I put some of my community posts today stating that if I'm Triple H, I'm signing Britt Baker more than I'm signing Tessa Blanchard. You know what I'm saying? Because at least, and I think, you know, I think a lot of the bullshit with Britt Baker has a lot to do with AEW. I think if Britt was in WWE, she would clearly get her act together. You know, these are more, you know, what makes the situation worse is the bullshit on social media and such. But I'm going to say this about Tessa Blanchard, okay? I'm going to say this. So, in response to Tessa, you know, I know for a fact that, you know, her chances now going to WWE has been, after last night at the Genesis, it's slim to none at this point. It's slim to none. You know, you can hear people say, "Oh well, you know, she was received well backstage." That's just one fucking day, B. That's just one fucking day. If she is not, and mind you, it was reported that she still has not apologized publicly and personally. You see what I'm saying? So that's only going to lead to another problem again, B. Another fucking problem again. You know? And like I said, I won't be shocked. I'll say this. I see Britt Baker in WWE first, then I do Tessa Blanchard. You know what I'm saying? Because at this juncture, right, you cannot sit there and tell me that, you know, Tessa Blanchard is now a safe bet for a WWE signing, knowing the people that's back there and stuff. And not only that, but also someone brought up something that was very interesting. I saw a video from Chi-Town Smart, right? From what's the dude named Jesse, right? Where he was talking about, you know, Tessa Blanchard and, you know, the situation where he think, right? And he made sense of what was said. You know, he said how, you know, how the fuck you think Jordan Grace felt? You know, Jordan Grace's husband is black, right? Who's, you know, Jonathan Gresham. How the fuck do you think he feels? How the fuck do you think she feels? How the fuck do you think he feels? I mean, you know, and knowing that Jordan Grace, who did her job professionally, right, had to put over a bitch like Tessa Blanchard, you know? And then, like, I heard the interview say, "Oh, you know, people don't know me outside of wrestling. You know, I went back to school and blah, 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 blah. So I really didn't need wrestling. So why the fuck you came back? Why the fuck did you come back to wrestling?" You know, Tessa Blanchard now has a black mark in her career that's going to carry on. It's going to carry on with her for now until she calls it a career. You know, and this is not a CM Punk situation. This is none of that shit. What she did was beyond fucked up. It was beyond the worst thing anyone can fucking do. I don't know, man. You know, but this could potentially blow up in TNA's face. And like I said, yesterday was a great example of it. And I don't see WWE signing Tessa Blanchard. Like, no matter what the fuck Meltzer tells you and stuff, after what you heard last night at Genesis from the crowd, you cannot convince me otherwise that WWE was happy about that shit. Because imagine you bring this bitch on Raw or SmackDown, right? They'll let this motherfucker have it. They will, and mind you, social media is quick to blow the fuck up. You know what I mean? So, I don't know, man. You know, there's going to be a problem, yo. I'm about to be out, you know what I'm saying? So, I will catch y'all tomorrow because I'm expecting some news, boy. I'm expecting some news. All right, so I'm going to holler at y'all. Peace.